if you're a Capricorn born December 22nd to January 19th, what can you expect for the month of January 2020? Let's tune in and find out. So Capricorns, there is change is afoot. So if there's something that you've been unwilling to stop, I just see that the wall gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and you used to be able to crawl over it and still do it, and now that wall's grown so high that it just doesn't, you can't do it anymore. So whatever that thing is that you've been vowing to quit, or that you've not wanted, or that you know you should be changing, there's like this finality that happens. So there's a new way of doing things, or something new comes in that forces you to change. So let me see if there's any particular. It's really internal, so they're showing me it's more internal than external. So it's a way of being that people just aren't going to put up with anymore. Like, so you may get fired over an attitude, you get fired over some, you've been doing it one way, you've been being told to do it this way, and finally just boom, they just let you go. And it seems unreasonable, right? It does seem unreasonable. So, but just know, if you stop and you look back, there have been warnings all along about certain behaviors, or the way in which you've approached things, or the way in which you've dealt with things that don't support you. The good news is that the universe gets its point across, and it kind of shatters that old behavior, and so a new beginning can happen for you. So a new understanding about yourself, or about the way in which you were doing things, can happen for you. And for some of you, this may have already happened. You may have gotten like a huge wake-up call about the way you were doing business with somebody, or about a certain dynamic that you have, or blindness that you have. It can even be like a part that you don't even see, that you don't see, and then this big problem happens. You go like, oh my God, I had no idea. I wasn't watching that, right? So it can be something like that it's not intentional, that you just have no idea. So just know that there's like some wall that's stopping around the behavior that you've had that doesn't serve you, or the people around you. Okay, let's look at romantic relationships for those Capricorns that are in a romantic relationship. Let's see what's in store for you. So I feel this energy like lifting you up, just lifting you up, and showcasing you. So it's it's just this, it's just like your partner sees the best in you, and suddenly it's like you're the cock of the walk kind of energy. And it's kind of this internal glow lifting you up. And there's it's renewal, it's positive energy, and it releases a lot of old dynamics where maybe you felt slighted or shorted, or like you didn't get yours. So it's a renewal in self-confidence, because you're glowing from the inside out. So something happens this month that just has you glow from the inside out, when you feel really good, and you really feel like you belong, and you really feel like, wow, I'm here, right? So it's a really beautiful partnership and celebration of yourself. Okay, so let's look at those of you, and then of course, when your self-confidence goes up, that's really attractive to your partner, because it's authentic, it's genuine, it's not cocky, it's not arrogant, it's not brash, it's not, it's authentic, and it's real, and it just flows. So really pulls in your romantic partner, and really makes that relationship so much better. And there's really a lot of romance in the air. I feel like there's some the first weekend, it also feels like that new moon, but the last weekend feels like there's just the ease. There's an ease within the relationship. All right, let's look at single Capricorns. For those of you that are interested in finding romance, let's see what's in store for you. There's just this playful energy coming in, and ease, and just kind of like ease, kind of like wherever you go. There's an ease in the relationship, and being able to feel connected, to people around you effortlessly, right? So I don't feel like there's, because of that renewed self-confidence, it feels like there's just a lot of different people along the way that you connect with, that you see, that, and even people from your, not not that you know them, but that they're new, in that you've seen them around, but you haven't really looked at them or had conversation with them in that way. So I don't think it's not somebody you've dated before, but it's somebody that could be in your sphere, right? Like, so maybe there's, the driver who delivers, the Pepsi, right? Or the, or the coworker that is on the other side of the building, and you pass, at the copy, so it's at the copy machine. So it's kind of like that, sort of like you see them around, but you don't really ever stop to connect with them. It feels like that kind of energy. Or you see them in the, in at lunch, or you see them in the classroom, but you've never really talked. So it could be a connection like that, where it's new energy because you're slowing down and you're just being present to people. This new connection comes in. So it feels really gratifying and easy because this renewal of this self-confidence that's coming in. So really open for romantic relationship. And this is anytime, if it doesn't happen this month, and these next couple of months is the best time all year for you to find romance. So it is going to happen. All right, let's look at your career for Capricorns. Well, bright, off the charts, like just star. What do you want? Put energy towards it, and it can just happen fast. So it's just like have no, it's really getting focused on what you want and then going for it and letting go and have no expectations around it. And I say that because the way it could come in, we tend to make things a lot harder than they need to be. So by saying have no expectations of how it's going to come in or how it's going to happen, it can just happen so much faster or easier, right? So you want to let go of how it's going to happen, but just put in action and put in steps to make it happen. It's good. It feels really good and really positive. And of course, we just had the eclipse in your sign, the new moon solar eclipse, December 25th and 26th. It's just blowing up your sign, the master builder, the structures, so healers, all that kind of energy to really help you move forward in a really fast-paced way. So I just really see your career lighting up this month. And even if you don't know what it is, you are going to get big aha moments this month with your career. All right, let's look at money for Capricorns. And that's interesting. So if you want the money to come in, you're going to have to quit watching the money. Like, it's almost like watching the money. It's kind of like the watch pot never boils, right? Heard that saying, like if you're boiling water and you stand there and watch it, it takes forever. But if you walk away and come back, it's like, oh, it's like that with your money. Like stop counting every penny, nickel, and dime, and be more in the flow. And I feel like just the flow is going to come in and you'll be lifted up by that flow. But if you're counting every penny, it's taking your energy for that instead of the bigger things where the flow is wanting to come in, right? So you're sitting here counting pennies when millions are wanting to flood you. So it's like that kind of energy. And it's also, that doesn't mean to be careless with your spending, but it just means stop watching the money coming in, stop counting the pennies coming in, and just let it roll in. Nice. All right, let's look at your health for Capricorns. Sinuses are coming up. Sinuses tend to have to do with, self-inflicted pain, suffering, lack of flow, so you just want to be more in harmony with yourself, let go of that righteous energy or being so hard on yourself, honor where you're at. Sure, if you make mistakes, you want to honor mistakes, clean them up, but then keep moving. Don't just keep beating yourself up over about it. Just let go and keep going. And some of you are getting better at that. And with that, the sinuses won't be as inflamed. And obviously, there's other things that you can do physically for yourself, checking your allergies, seeing what you're allergic to, if there's food or environment that has to do with it. But usually it has to do with inflammation and anger towards the self. Okay, let's look at anything unexpected for Capricorns, what you can expect this month. It's unexpected. Happiness is coming up, just like being happy, like just really enjoying your work, enjoying life, enjoying your home, like just this happiness, this flood of happiness, and just let that vibration lift you up. So I feel really happy. And it's not like I have to put my finger on something to say this is what's making me happy. It's just this internal happiness. So really nice. So really let that joy in, really let the happiness in, and just be, right? Really nice, Capricorn. So it's moving you into letting go and having more freedom of being accepting of yourself, and that brings you joy. So I'm going to end on that note. So bring in that joy for yourself, Capricorn, because when you're lighthearted, everybody around you is lighthearted. And it just, you're the salt of the earth, right? And that happiness really ignites everybody. So have a wonderful and happy 2020. Thank you for viewing and watching and liking my intuitive astrology, sharing it with your friends, commenting below. I look forward to seeing you throughout the year and hopefully again next month. So thank you, everyone. Have a great year, and I'll connect with you soon.